My name is Ana Karen Lopez, and for this out of the box assignment, I will be talking about divorce. The reasons why I chose divorce is because I come from a traditional family, meaning my biological parents are still together, and they have always taught us that marriage is very important. They don't believe that divorce is not okay, but they believe you can fight for it and you can make it strong and you can make it work. They have been married for 38 years now, and I feel like they have that mentality of back then, that if somebody gets divorced, it's either because they were been physically abused or because somebody has been unfaithful, etc. They also believe that if you get married through church, then you have promised God that you will be together forever. And I feel like that is one of the reasons why they're not okay with the idea of divorce. I feel like they have been brought up that way by my grandparents, and they have been married for 70 years now. I've heard stories of my grandfather being very jealous, very strict. He would leave the house and wouldn't come back for days. He was the real Mexican machista, but my grandma had to be with him. There was no way out of that relationship, and she was happy with it, and she tried to make that marriage work. And until this day, she seems very happy, and she still wears her ring, and it's just very beautiful to see that. For my out of the box assignment, I will be interviewing my best friend Leslie. She still doesn't know that I'm gonna interview her, but she'll get the surprise soon. Her parents are divorced, and I have never asked her anything about her parents' divorce. I have never asked how she felt or why they got divorced. I haven't asked her anything because I feel like that is a very touchy and personal subject. So for this out of the box assignment, it's gonna be hard for me to ask her all these questions. I feel like I'm gonna be interrogating her, but let's see how it works out. So I just interviewed my friend Leslie off camera, and these are some of the questions I asked. What is the reason for your parents' divorce? She answered that they would argue too much and they could never come into an agreement. They had a lot of differences. What are your beliefs towards divorce? She said, to me, divorce is based on if your marriage is good or bad. If you don't feel happy or comfortable, then what's the point of staying together with that person if it isn't what you desire any longer? Do you feel that in some cases divorce is the best decision? And she answered yes. Did your parents get married through church? If yes, do you feel they have committed a sin? She answered, my parents did get married through church, but to me that doesn't matter. And that doesn't mean or should mean it's a sin if they decide to proceed with the divorce. What are your beliefs in getting married through church? She said, I personally have no strong beliefs in getting married through church. It would mean the same thing if I get married through church or through court, but that is my opinion. Who is affected the most in the long run? I believe that the children are affected the most. In this case, my little brother, who at the time was 11, he didn't completely understand and would ask a lot of questions. Were there any positive effects of divorce on you? If so, what are they? I believe there was something positive that came out from the divorce. One of them was tranquility. Our environment was calm and safe and not hostile. So after interviewing my friend Leslie, I realized a lot of things about divorce. I realized that it is okay to get divorced when and where that relationship is not healthy anymore. But I still do believe in what my parents have taught me. I believe that marriage is something sacred, and it is like a pact where spouses embrace each other and together accept Christ as their partner. Marriage is a sacrament, and it is a permanent commitment to me. Um, Marriage should last a lifetime, and when you say your vows, you say, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. And that is really important to me because I am Catholic and I want to follow my parents' footsteps. They have a really healthy relationship. They have been married for 30 plus years, and that is something I look up to. Um, so when you do this sacrament, it helps you fight for your marriage, and it helps you commit. And it should be a very satisfying marriage. But I still accept and I still believe that many people have to get divorced, even though they wouldn't want to. But it is something that life puts in front of you, and you have to make it work.